Lucky Lefty podcast. What's good? Left will be here shortly. When he gets here, I think I'm gonna have to change my room. I rarely, it's about to be sunset here in Chicago, and my office window is directly to the west. So I know I'm getting a lot of glare. So as soon as Left comes in, I'll go out and change rooms. But we are brought to you by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. It is that premium American whiskey, AnoraWhiskey.com. And if you drink, by all means, make sure that you do so responsibly. You have to drink responsibly. Um, we did headlines, the headlines that you guys wanted to hear coming out of the spring practice on Friday evening. That is, and it's interesting that some of your headlines that you put out, they were spot on. I have to give you guys a lot of credit, for the headlines that you put out that you wanted to see. We'll get to those. This is the practice report, CFB Nation, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, in conjunction with Irish Breakdown, all of our great content. Go ahead, leave 5 stars. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Lucky Lefty Podcast on YouTube. Make sure you hit the like button, smash that for us. It helps with our views. And then go ahead and subscribe. It's the Lucky Lefty Podcast. You already know we spin it different. So, those of you, I'm sure you just got through watching the women's championship game. Let me say this. Shout out to, this is just my opinion, shout out to the NCAA, because I think the Final Four that they put on the women's side was absolutely amazing. The coverage, the pregame. I have just one tidbit of advice. Stop putting all these Connecticut former players on the call. Especially, this is the last time I need to see Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi on the alternate feed. It's they're awful. They're awful. I tweeted out last year they were awful when South Carolina was playing. They're just awful, man. They're awful. The bias comes through and what they talk about and how they think the game should be played. And some of the things they said today about LSU is, man, I'll just leave it at that. Other than that, kudos to them for putting this game on, which for me is prime time. I don't know about you guys, but prime time for sports on a Sunday, other than football, well, I want to say it again, prime time on a Sunday for sports, other than the NFL, is 3 o'clock, right? That the NBA always had the 3 o'clock game back in the day. They hold suit even now. When you have an NBA game on around 3 o'clock, perfect time. For those of you that were expecting for it to be on Sunday night, buried with all of the Sunday shows and American Idol, like it usually has to battle with to get ratings, wonderful move by the NCAA to move the women's game to a slot where it would be the only show in town and wouldn't have to battle for ratings. Kudos to the NCAA and how they treated the women's final between Iowa and LSU on today. Kudos to you guys for getting that right. All right, let's start with the defensive side of the ball. Let's start there, right? We want to get to the offense. And then there was a special recruit on campus from the 25 class that we're going to allow Malik to break down his film. He pretty much got Caleb Beasley and Deuce Knight got the Justin Scott treatment from a week ago. They really did. That was high priority put on both of these young men as they visited the campus. Deuce Knight literally stood behind Gino Gaduli and Marcus Freeman the entire practice. The entire time that the team was scrimmaging, most of the recruits stood on the sideline. Deuce Knight walked out to the middle of the field and stood behind Gino Gaduli and Marcus Freeman the entire. I mean, he was listening to plays. It was different. Another little thing that I thought was really nice is that when they went to scrimmage, Jared Parker was on the sideline. The entire offensive staff had headphones on. Jared Parker was on the sideline. Gino Guidugli was the only offensive coach out there on the field in the middle of everything. The players were off to the side, and their positional coaches were next to them as they were being subbed in and out. But Notre Dame just working out the kinks, and it seems like Gino Guidugli is going to be possibly up in the booth with Jared Parker being down on the sideline calling the plays. This should be pretty interesting. I'm not saying that for sure. That's just my guess after watching that little tidbit from Saturday. Another little tidbit offensively we'll get to is that the referees had a lot of yellow on the field yesterday in the scrimmage, more than Marcus Freeman would like. We'll get to that when we talk about the offensive side of the ball. I would like to say this. I would like to dispel all concerns about the Notre Dame defensive line. If you are concerned about the Notre Dame defensive line having playmakers, you can go ahead and dispel that. Whether it was during the scrimmage, drills, or one-on-ones, I came away very impressed with Javonte Jean-Baptiste. Very impressed. He doesn't look as strong as he is. I thought he was going to be more of a speed guy, but he had some very impressive bull rushes on yesterday and some counters. We saw him beat Blake Fisher to the outside in a one-on-one. Then in a live scrimmage, we saw him come to the inside, get in between Blake Fisher and Billy Shroud, put pressure on the quarterback. So he has counters. He's just not a one rush in. I like what I saw from Javonte Jean-Baptiste. He's very important. Hope he stays healthy. The first group was Baptiste, Gabriel Rubio, Howard Cross, and surprisingly, Junior Tuilamaka. That was the first four group out on the field. The second group on the defensive line was Nana, Riley Mills, Jason Onye, and Junior Tuilamaka once again. That was the second group. The third group was Jordan Botello, um, oh, Big Schwank Kona. I forget his last name. Then you had Arsberger, and then you had Josh Burnham, along with Aiden Gabira. It was Orr. It was Josh Burnham or Aiden Gabira with that third group. The starting linebackers were they played a lot of nickel yesterday. They worked on a lot of nickel yesterday, so they weren't in a lot of base. So keep that in mind as we talk about this. It was, of course, J.D. Bertrand, Kaiser, and then Maris Leofow. Look, Irish fans, I'm just delivering the message. Please don't be mad at us. I'm just delivering the message. J.D. Bertrand, Jack Kaiser, and Maris Leofow were with the first group with the linebackers as we bring in Left right now. Left, you were hearing that. I saw you shaking your head in the background. Like,
Hey, I give respect to that because it's seniority leadership. You can't play your seniors out before the season really get going. You got to give them the senior credit. All right, this. You worked hard. This is your grandfather's spot for the first few weeks.
mhm,
We're not gonna
mhm.
we're not gonna pull no crazy punches on you yet.
Yeah,
Cause right now it don't mean nothing. We need you to be in a leadership position.
yeah.
Lead these young guys. We're gonna let you start off, but when they start catching on
Mm,
and them young guys start getting it,
yeah.
in a natural fairness, you should be not I wouldn't say accepting, but understanding that you know what, maybe there's a role for me on this team that's not necessarily the impact player.
Mm,
So you can grandfather these positions right now because it's good for leadership. And Marcus Freeman understands the natural order of a team. What would it look like? He throw out Nolan Ziegler, PK, and Jalen Sneed first group. What would that set for the team precedent? Oh man, Coach tripping, man. He already on that BS, man. He's starting these freshmen in front of me. Da, 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 da. Yeah, you got to play the game. Even the coaches. Don't let the cat out the bag that fast. We know what's brewing in the linebacker room. We know what's going on. But Marcus Freeman's a smart man. He's playing chess, not checkers. He's like, I can't expose these guys and put them in the second, third group because I won't get my leadership out of it. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't get my leadership how I'm trying to get my leadership. But if I get them in the first group, get them going. Right? Oh, we JD Bertrand be more understanding, pit game come up. Hey JD, we really want to get some reps with this younger guy. See? We want to just get a couple more reps because it's a younger team, and JD can naturally progress himself, right? To the background. Fade to black. Fade to black, seniors. Because don't cause too much headway before anything happens. Don't let Marcus Freeman, don't force his hand. What James Prince Jr. say? Don't force me to defend myself. Now, is that a threat? Or is that just precautionary? See what I'm saying? This is just precaution. Good motivation for the young dudes. Okay, that's their spot now, but it's a long time to that first kickoff.
Lucky Lefty podcast. Left, you came in on fire. You came in on fire, Left. You came in on fire. With that first group, this was when they were going through a run. Which when you go to the run, the DBs and the wide receivers really aren't on the field. Right. It's the running backs, tight ends, and the offensive line. So the first group safeties were Ramon Henderson and Harper, the grad transfer from Oklahoma State.
That makes sense.
And then it was DJ Brown and Ramon Henderson with the second group, right? Yeah. Because Xavier Watts did not participate yesterday. Also, Cam Hart participated in all drills. He did not participate in any other scrimmage. But Cam Hart looked good in drills. He's healthy, but he's being held out to make sure that he makes it through the spring. They're being very cautious with
press,
Cam Hart.
No press, Cam. We know you're gonna be out there. I think what's cool about this team specifically is that defensively at the end of the day, it's not our starters that's going to be the impressive part. That's not what's going to be impressing the people. It's the depth chart. Because like he said for the safeties, I like the starters. Okay, that makes sense. But it's the Xavier Watts coming in. It's the Ramon Henderson coming in. It's the DJ Brown coming in. That's what is impressive about this Notre Dame roster. It's the depth. So the starting linebackers, it's cool. Kaiser, JD, right? It's cool that they're in there. But it's the depth. It's the twos mixed with the ones. It's the threes mixed with the twos, the threes mixed with the ones where we're explosive. That's where the danger on this Notre Dame football team comes from. It's the unknown. It's like, okay, what combination of guys can go out there and do it for today? We know what guys we want to go out there and do that week, but it might be a combination of a Xavier Watts, right? And a DJ Brown. A Xavier Watts and a Ramon Henderson. A Cam Hart and a Jaden Mickey. A Jalen Sneed and a JD Bertrand. So these combinations you can mix and match all day because the thing is, all of them are great talent. And who's going to produce the best together? Who's going to have the right amount of leadership, communication, but also be able to get the job done on the athletic standpoint, tackling in space, finishing on blitzes, making the right calls, being in the right spots. Those are the things that I'm so happy with is that, the first team, second team, okay, it is what it is. But what's the first team, second team rotation look like? What's the third group rotation look like? Because we got 3 deep at D-line. We got 3 deep where, you close your eyes and just start picking 5, we'll have 5. But what's the combinations that's going to be the most successful for each week? I think each week will be different. And not that each week has to change, but there needs to be some level of a consistent rotation that's going to happen. I think we'll see that this year. I think Al Golden is more comfortable with a play style like that this year. And things are going to turn around for us for sure.
Lucky Lefty podcast. spring practice report. Notre Dame had a 6 spring practice. I had to change rooms. I had to change rooms. Left. The sun was beaming into my office as we approached sunset. But
That's right.
I can confirm that Jason Onye is a dude. The cat. Hold on. So just because I've been saying it for over a year that he was coming.
Yeah.
Based upon spring practice last year.
That's right.
I was mentioning him saying, "Yo, he's coming.
He's coming for sure.
This dude is coming."
Because you just said he was a little smaller.
He was a little smaller last year, but you saw the explosion. You saw
what it could be.
Yeah. So you didn't believe me. Prince Collie was asked earlier this week, "Yo, who was impressing you in front of you?" And this is what he had to say.
Yeah.
Though in front of you on the defensive line so far.
Defensive line? I'm kind of biased. Jason Anye, he's really stood out to me. They just can't block him. That's really it. That's really it. So.
He ain't left. He ain't lying.
He said, "That's really it,
bro." He ain't lying. He is not. Let me tell you something. We got through. Let me try and explain this, bro. The first time, because I'm sitting next to Brian Driscoll and Levon Whitaker is to my left, right? And it's like some of the rest of the media to the right of us. So that cat Jason Onye hits this cat Andrew Kristofic with the straight stiff arm right back into Sam Hartman's lap. First rep. Just I'm
like just straight bull rush, like you're too small.
Right.
I'm that guy.
Right. So then I think the next play was like a run.
Not bad now.
Next play was like a run. They come back on the next pass play. This cat Jason Onye hits him with the rip. Goes right around him. I'm like, okay. And it was at that point.
Drill work, Shaun.
It was at that point. It was at that point that I felt the heat on my right side of my face, like somebody was looking at me, and I turned, and that cat B. Driscoll was like,
"Did you see that?"
That's exactly what he said. He was like, "Did you see that?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, I saw it." And people were like in the high.
But you said that look a little special this year.
Man, let me tell you something, man. I told you. Based upon, I felt better about the Notre Dame defensive line the day I covered Notre Dame's pro day. The day I covered the pro day and I saw the athletic numbers of the defensive linemen that were leaving, I said, okay. Because I already know the youngsters are more athletic than this. I know that for a fact. I've seen it. I know this for a fact.
Yeah.
And the youngsters are coming. Tyson Ford in one-on-ones had 2 really good wins in one-on-ones yesterday. And I keep telling people, these young guys
Tyson Ford, right? Because Tyson Ford should be. He's huge.
They need reps. You get these young guys reps. When Gabriel Rubio came in, he needed reps. And the more he played, the better he looked later in the season at defensive tackle. These young men need reps. Jason Onye didn't start playing football until like something crazy like his junior year in high school, right? Tyson Ford, he's still an academic freshman. You have to allow these young men an opportunity to get reps and get better. And if you're hearing, wait a minute, this is another thing. If we're seeing the improvement from a Jason Onye, if we're seeing the improvement from a Tyson Ford, don't you have to give Al Washington some credit? I'm just asking. Don't you have to give the defensive line coach some credit?
Credit for them being better than next year?
That's development, right?
As in, like,
hey,
I think they were more sitting in the tank.
Jason
think they were
Onyé, I
sitting
would
on tape
agree.
now.
No. I would agree with Jason Onyé because Jason Onyé could have played last year. They probably were just waiting for him to get a little bit bigger.
Yes.
Athletically, Jason Onyé was ready to take the field last year. Athletically,
Just like the guy that transferred, if he stayed to Oklahoma, the guy that transferred to Oklahoma midseason last
Lacey,
year?
Jacob Lacey.
Lacey. He was
Yeah.
Steve Lacey? Jacob Lacey. He was ready to play last year on a higher, level or minute clock or whatever.
Yeah.
But even with that, it was like he got lost in the shuffle. He didn't really want to wait, and we understand that.
Yeah.
But that's what goes back to talent. I'm sure the receivers flash today more than they have in the last 5 or 6 years, and they was there last year. All of them.
Yeah.
Sam's making them look like they something out there, like a threat.
Now I will give you Jason Onyé with what you're saying, but then I'll go to Tyson Ford, as I said before, basically moved from defensive end to tackle as an early enrollee. So, that's not easy, man. That's not easy. And he was adding weight, right? Because he played in high school. He sat around 270, 275. I think Tyson's close he might be up to 285, 290 right now. I have to look at the official numbers. But it was a difficult transition. That's not an easy transition. Being used to playing the end your entire life, and then all of a sudden they want you to play inside. That's
yeah. You it's like playing guard and tackle. It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Between playing right tackle, or left guard. It's just you're on the island.
Absolutely.
When you in that middle, I personally believe when you in that middle, you need to have a lot of strength. And I think coming from a DN to inside, those DNs are more finesse players. They not really they look the part for sure. But in terms of you being in there at 315, pushing dudes around, guards and centers.
Yeah.
Come on.
Somebody else. Let me tell you something. That cat Gabriel Rubio, when it comes to the run game, he's holding the point. That big boy, Gabriel Rubio, is probably up to about 310 right now.
That's what we need.
He's holding that point down. And I'll get his name correct, bro. 92. That's how I wrote him. I wrote the numbers down yesterday, so I wouldn't have to waste time writing the names down. Big Aiden. Yeah, Big Aiden. I'll call him Big Aiden because I don't want to mess up his last name.
Yeah, Big Aiden. He got one of them Jablonskis or something.
Big Aiden is good rep. Big Aiden on goal lines, short lines. Yeah, Big Aiden is good rep because Big Aiden might be about 320.
The question is, do we have the depth to limit that second running back yardage?
Oh man, we don't even want to talk about that. What backup running backs did against Notre Dame last year?
That's what I'm saying. Do we have the D-line depth to stop that issue? Because I think we flashing in points, but do we have the ability to not allow that to happen?
Well, the run game is, the line and linebackers working in concert, right? That's what that is. It's the linebackers and the defensive line working in concert. So with that being said, I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't know. I've seen 2 years. I've seen 2 years of Jack Kaiser, J.D. Bertrand, and Maris Leofow.
Enough to know.
At some point, I felt like I've seen J.D. Bertrand play at a high level,
at his best,
play above expectations, come back the next year, struggle early in the season, recover, and play up to expectations that we had prior to the season.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But
he definitely knows how to rebound for sure.
The question we have to ask is how much more growth does JD Bertrand have
at Notre Dame?
Because I don't think there's anything else athletically
that he
that we're
can
going
do.
to see. Right. He is who he is athletically.
Yes, you're absolutely right. That's the same as Maris Leofow, but he's coming off injury. So his athletic ceiling isn't going to get better. Like, you don't get healthier after injuries. In terms of, like, you're not going to be, if you're at 85% after an injury, you're not going to be 90 by the end of the season. So I think JD Bertrand has it will not give us the production these youthful linebackers will give us. I think Maris Leofow can play in some spots and have a good impact. But if you're talking about a duration of 80 plays, Maris Leofow is not an 80 play linebacker. Or what was it? Was it 60 plays?
Oh, not even a 40, 50 play linebacker.
Right. But you can play Maris in a third down, a opening drive, couple first, but you don't want to put Maris Leofow in a position where your rep count is high. Because that's going to be a negative effect, not only on the group, but on the team.
Yeah.
But I do think he can be effective with a low pitch count, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That defensive line had a really good day yesterday. Really good day. And it was like a slow build.
Is that speaking?
And the deeper they got into practice, the more the defensive line pretty much dominated the action.
Got it.
So, all of these concerns that people had, like I said, once I watched the pro day and I saw athletically what was leaving, I'm like, okay, we have bigger problems at Notre Dame if we can't replace that on the defensive line and be better. It's definitely something wrong. It's 100%. Something wrong if we can't replace that. There has to be more athleticism in that room. Not more experience.
Right.
But definitely more athleticism to be able to make
experience only means what? What does experience really mean in the evaluation of having talented players? Because you see Alabama drop, even Ohio State, drop these fresh baby freshmen on the field.
Yeah.
And they're making headway. So I think experience is needed in a more of a leadership role, like a quarterback, maybe a middle linebacker, maybe. But youth is still a youthful game, and I think we can win with that, especially playing young guys early.
So let's talk about these linebackers. I'm going to say something that's about to be controversial, probably, right? But I have my own set of eyes that I observe with, bro. So I don't have to see.
You're not going with the narrative, huh?
I don't have to see I don't have to see things the way everybody else sees them.
That's right. That's right.
The two most athletic linebackers on Notre Dame's team are the freshmen.
Oh, 100%.
I can say
Dayton Osbury.
Anybody, let me tell you something. Anybody that told you from any other publication, National Scout, National Recruiting Coordinator, anybody that told you or put out the narrative that Drake Bowen is slow, they need to be fired.
Ooh, you said fired?
They need to be fired. Period. Drake Bowen and Jaden Osbury as the third string linebackers are the fastest group of linebackers at Notre Dame.
They're the fastest?
They're the fastest combination of linebackers that walk on the field. Easy.
You're giving Drake Bowen
no, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Drake Bowen a lot of speed as a freshman.
Okay. All I'm telling you is what was normal to me and what I expected got a lot of oohs and ahs yesterday on the upper level. That's all I'm saying.
Now are you saying fast to the ball or just like flying around speed?
You look up speed in Webster's dictionary and you tell me what it says. Because you trying to be slick with that. You trying to get to the ball.
Yeah.
And they might be. I said this, and I still don't think anybody that was sitting around me could find the names to disagree with me. Because I easily got the agreement on the fastest and most athletic linebackers at Notre Dame. But I went a step further and said the combination were the two most natural linebackers at Notre Dame, along with Nolan Ziegler. I said they're two of the three most natural at the position.
Yeah. There we go. That means
And
recruiting is working.
everybody around me thought about it. They thought about it. I gave them the entire practice. I said, think about it. I'll give you to the end of the practice.
Yeah.
And they
Because
got
all
to
you
the
needed
end of
was a couple
practice.
plays, huh?
They got to the end of practice, and everybody was like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
they got
you
it.
might be right."
So they're hitting drills
Now,
fast.
understand this. Understand this. I'm talking about at the wheel and the mic, because
Yes,
that's
okay.
what they play. Jalen Sneed is a darn safety / rover / Jalen Sneed's the most athletic dude on the defense side of the ball. Him and Benjamin. I'm not even talking. Jalen Sneed is an anomaly.
Oh, you're
Like
saying he's just a freak. Like he just
Jalen
out there.
Sneed, if they wanted Jalen Sneed to play safety, he can play safety.
Oh, like he's like an Isaiah Simmons kind
He's
of
like
player.
he's absolutely like an Isaiah Simmons, right?
Great.
But Jalen Sneed he's just an athletic beast, anomaly. If you don't want to use an animal term to be respectful, that's fine. But whatever adjective or superlative you want to use for the athletic ability of Jalen Sneed, it applies. You go ahead and use it. Jalen Sneed did not practice yesterday. So everything I'm saying about Jalen Sneed is simply from what I saw
experience
early in camp.
Yeah.
Right? Let me tell you something. This is from a little birdie. This is from a little birdie. The scrimmage they had last Saturday, they had 4 skirmishes. 4 skirmishes, right?
That's more than we've ever had at a Notre Dame spring, let alone
yesterday they had half a skirmish. It was a half. It wasn't even through.
It wasn't serious.
It was towards the end of practice. Donovan Heinisch felt like somebody did something. He pushed the offensive lineman, and it was over.
It's whatever. You move out the way.
Yeah. Wasn't even like a little mosh pit or anything. It was over before it started. Out of the 4 skirmishes in last week practice, guess who started 3 of them?
3 of them?
Guess who started 3 of the 4?
Not 3 of them, Shaun.
Guess who started 3 of the 4 skirmishes at last week's practice?
The 4th one had to just be by association because y'all, he's tired of y'all.
He probably was around.
Yeah.
He probably was around the pile.
He probably hit the dude. The dude turned around, saw the other guy, and thought it was him.
Dude, let me tell you something, man. Jalen Sneed's absence was obvious yesterday. He is the energy. He is the dog. He is the attitude. He is up in your face.
Yeah.
We're not scared. Here we come. That's who
Lawrence Taylor
is.
vibes.
Yeah, yesterday was a real nice, quiet practice. Like nobody was really chirping. No one was really chirping. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Sneed, you already know he's gonna chirp. He's gonna chirp. He's gonna start fights. He's gonna start skirmishes. That's what he is. He's the energy, bro.
Is he fighting with the same person, different people? Who is it?
Dude, I don't know. I didn't dig into the actual matchups, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just pointing out
because matchups kind of, I would love to know who it was.
I'm just pointing out that his absence was notable. That's all I'm saying.
And that's
on multiple levels.
And that's what we need. That's what we need. When's the last time our defense ever been that threatening? Where you just like, damn, like we just out there going through the motions.
So understand, I gave the first group that came out yesterday. Kaiser would not have been in the first group. No. Yeah, Jalen Sneed is the starting rover. Okay.
Look, Jalen starting.
So understand that. You look at that first group, people was like, that's an unimpressive first group. Yeah, because Jalen
Sneed's not in there mixing it up.
Yeah. He didn't practice. That's why. So it goes back to what you said, like relax. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you have to trust Marcus Freeman and the defensive coaches to treat you like the esthetician, right? Like if you're getting waxed, you know, trust them to go ahead and pull it correctly to give you the least amount of pain, right? You don't want them torturing you. You know, let them pull things and pull the strings the way they know how to do. Ultimately, the right guys are being there. I truly believe that at the end of the day, right? You
The
know,
cream will rise to the top. Come
yeah,
on.
because I've saw other reports from people, you know, that were there, and it was just like, man, you know, it was almost like doom and gloom, as if we haven't watched other practices, right? And like I said, they worked on a lot of nickel yesterday. They worked on stopping the run from the nickel, which is vitally important.
Oh man, because
Which
if
is
you can
vitally
run
important.
your base is nickel,
Yes.
oh
Yes.
man, you can do a
Yes.
lot.
Yes. So stopping the run with the nickel, they worked on that heavily. Defensive line showed up. That bodes well. The linebackers have to be ultra productive to help stopping the run against the nickel, right? And that's why I pointed out Gabriel Rubio to limit the offensive line from getting to the second level as fast against the linebackers.
So he's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
he's a good was it a two gapper? He can take up two gaps kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, he's that big plug dude. He's getting bigger, and like I said, him and Aiden K, Aiden K sitting at 312, and Rubio is sitting at 303, 312 and 303. So they're the big guys on the defensive line. Shout out to Riley Mills yesterday, bro. 99 was making some plays, bro. 99, and the fact they have him on the second group.
As he's probably better coming off the bench kind of thing.
And he compliments Jason Onye as well on the interior. Like when you have both of them next to each other, they complement each other very well on the defensive line.
I can see that. I
Yeah.
think Riley's a good consistent medium when you're getting Jason Onye that's giving you plays, right?
Yeah.
Riley can make a play, but he can keep the production consistent. Maybe not be a 25 sack guy, but he gets some hurries, pressures. He'll be in on a couple of TFLs, assisted
Yeah.
maybe, you know.
Yeah.
But Jason Onye might be our racehorse this year.
Yeah. Somebody asked, Jalen Sneed is 217. He's up to 217.
He about small like
That's
Prince
still
Colley.
small. Yeah,
Small
he's
like-
bigger. He's actually bigger than Prince Colley.
Oh, that's terrible.
You know what I'm saying? Which is as stocky as Prince Colley looks. Let me double
So he
check.
he looked big on the interview, like big arms. You know, he looked solid. But you
No,
say
I'll take that back. Prince Colley's up to 228, bro. He's up to 228 this year. He's up to 228 this year. That bodes well. That bodes well.
228 is not bad. You know,
Yeah.
you can live with that. I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't put him in there versus Navy
Yeah,
in the
Yeah.
middle or anything.
yeah. But going back to the linebackers, JD Bertrand has value as the captain. You know, the
Yeah.
knowledge of the defense, calling
Yeah, he going
checks,
give
plays.
him.
Yeah, he has value. We
Look.
just need him to play better. We need him to be consistent. Like we didn't ask him to do it. The only thing we wanted to see from JD Bertrand this year was consistency. We
That's
said no
it.
no peaks and valleys.
That's it. That's
You
it.
should come out every week and give us the same thing.
Just give us the same thing.
Give us the same
Like,
thing.
we're
every
not
week.
even gonna be upset if it's not like Jalen Sneed. We're worried about him having all-star games every week. That's who we're leaning on. We just
Yeah.
need you to do your part, JD.
Yeah,
Do your part. Make your tackles when you get them.
yeah,
Then don't be a reason that we're getting exposed for a touchdown. That's if you can do those things, JD have a great season.
yeah,
He'll
yeah.
be like a Drew Tranquil. He'll get picked up, and next thing you know, on Sunday Night Football, he making a game-winning tackle. You'd be like, God, you on the Bears? You know, the Bears love them some ND players now.
Lucky Lefty podcast. We're about 20 more minutes on the defense because there was a lot to talk about. And then we're gonna get to the offense, boy, because I got some things that I said that I saw yesterday. Boy, it was a lot of sad people. watching that offense yesterday. You know, a lot of people that was like, "Oh my God, Heisman! Oh my God, national championship! All because of one dude!
All
Oh
because
my
of one
God!
dude.
Oh my God!" And I
We
sat there
told
and
you.
looked and was like, "Mm-hmm, yep,
The one dude from Wake
okay,
Forest.
all right, all right." Now it's gloom and doom. Like, right? The last 2 weeks, man, the sun rises and sets on this
With the
dude's
man.
behind.
Rise and set with the man.
But now it's gloom and doom, right? We tweeting out like piles of dome from Jurassic Park and all types of stuff to
Oh,
talk about Sam Hartman and the offense. We'll talk about that in 20 minutes.
sheesh.
So look here, man. Cam Hart did not go through the scrimmage part. Jaden Mickey looks so much better, bro.
Good.
Now, I said this. I was so impressed because they kept trying. Benjamin Morrison made it. Look, bro. Benjamin Morrison made it his business yesterday. I don't know, but maybe he saw all these highlights
Yeah.
that ND Media was putting out.
Yeah.
Oh, he had Tobias on lock yesterday. It was like lock, like lock.
Like
Dude,
Ben Morrison didn't get them 6 picks by fluke, is what
like
you
dude, you ain't getting nothing today.
Oh,
You ain't getting nothing.
yeah, because I done seen the clips of these receivers going back shoulder and making great grabs out of bounds.
Not yesterday. Not yesterday. No. Everybody got it. Tobias got it. Deion Cozy got it. Caleb Smith got it. All of them got it.
Oh, he's putting the straps on people.
All of them got it. This dude tipped one up in the air. I think it came down on his stomach. I'm like, man, look, that cat Benjamin Morrison, he knew Caleb Beasley was on the sideline, the big-time defensive back in Tennessee, the 5-star. He was like, oh, I'm going to show him what we do here in Notre Dame at this position. Oh, yeah.
So Ben
And it was
Morrison
funny.
is really growing into that role, huh?
You know what was crazy? Sam Hartman was trying them too.
Oh, he was like, nah,
Sam Hartman was trying them. Then was like, okay. All right. Like y'all thought it was
I
sweet.
like a quarterback that's gonna take a shot, though. He's like, okay, we're gonna get the best out of the best.
Ben's like, that's cute. Y'all showing highlights of one play from practice.
Oh,
that's
like
cute.
he was so
That's cute. That's cute. Y'all ain't putting my picks out there, but
Yeah,
y'all
he took it
showing the one
personal.
highlights. He took it personal yesterday. It wasn't even a question. He took it to another level yesterday.
Now you can tell he was in like a little game mode the way he was playing.
Bro, I think this was against Braylon James. Man, I mean, he didn't play off. There was no off coverage from him all day. None. I need people to understand what he was on yesterday.
He said, I'm not.
Everybody else might have been playing off coverage. Nah, that cat Ben was like right here.
In your face.
Like, what's up? What's up?
I love it.
Every rep. Like, what's up? So he had a rep against Braylon. Braylon hit him with the man. You know how somebody will be standing there dribbling, like going through their legs with like 3 different packages of crossover.
But you're not going nowhere.
Man, that cat Braylon hit him with something like and that cat just patiently waited on him, dog.
He said, "Where you going?"
And
he said that was cute.
I turned to B Drisk and I said, "Man, this dude is so patient, dude."
Yeah.
I was like, this dude is so patient.
Like he's not falling for the dips and nothing. He's like,
absolutely,
the hips.
Absolutely.
You move, I move.
Absolutely. and B Driscoll's response to me was, and we can say the same thing for Jaden Mickey. He's playing a lot more patiently this year. And I was like, you know what? Let me pay attention. And he was right. He was right. Let me tell you something.
Jaden Mickey can turn on.
Yes. Yes.
We're gonna be in some because Cam and Benjamin Morrison, that's we know that.
Yes.
Jaden Mickey can be that third trio.
Yes.
It's gonna be tough for SC. I'll tell you, it's gonna be tough for SC right now.
And another thing that jumped out, Benjamin Morrison he's that dude. Jaden Mickey, we pointed out, he's playing with a lot more confidence, much more patience. That cat Christian Gray can run, dog.
Yeah, he's like 6'3" or something.
Man,
He
he
like
can run. No, he's not 6. He's just long.
yeah,
He's
like he
like
look
6. He's like 6'1", 6, but
man.
he's long at 6
Yeah,
feet.
he looks so like
He's
rangy.
long. So like he just plays long. But bro, he can run. When he opens up,
He's out of
I'm
there.
like, okay. Yeah. When he opens up,
Probably ran
it's
some
like, okay.
track. He probably ran some track back in the day.
Ryan Barnes at the nickel.
It's probably way better
He looked really good yesterday.
because his corner's not his
He looked
thing.
really
He's
good
kinda
at the nickel.
big.
Yes.
And he's kind of big. Like he kind of big like Cam Hart for real.
Yeah.
So having
put
him
that-
as
I
a
put that
bigger
in my
Tariq
notes.
Bracy,
Yeah.
a bigger Tariq Bracy at nickel, and then put Clarence Lewis at safety or something. That's you working with something.
Yeah. Yep. I put that in my notes. And I put that right next to Ryan Barnes, nickel. Man.
Looks
Cam
all right.
Hart is the unquestioned leader.
Oh, they run with Cam.
Bruh.
Cam's a good
That
leader.
dude he is like OG status.
He's an OG. Yeah,
with the
Cam's
defensive
a
back.
OG, yes.
He's OG status. Like you can say what you want to say about play, but when it comes to
all
respect,
that, they respect Cam.
Respect in that building, Cam Hart is an OG. He's an OG, bro. He's definitely an OG.
You're
I was
not
just
coming back for
watching the
your fifth
interaction.
year, not an OG.
Man, I was watching the interaction and the respect they have for him. Like he's on the sideline and he's talking to Benji, talking to Jay. He's just talking and the respect Benji has for him. Like Benji's coming off of being a man. Benji can have the type of mindset like I'm the dude.
Oh, for sure.
But it's like the respect he shows Cam, dude. It's like
it's next level.
Okay. It's like, man, I like that. I absolutely like that. I like that. So, safety position, Xavier Watts didn't practice, but I will say this. Ramon was pretty good in coverage yesterday. When he had to come down to cover the slot or cover the running back, tight end, he was good in coverage.
This is third year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he should be coming in the form right about now. Like right about now, he should be turning up in the right direction.
DJ Brown is DJ Brown. DJ Brown, he's not spectacular, but he's solid. You know, he's just solid.
It's like you just a good player, bro. I'm glad that you're on the team.
He's just solid. Right?
Mario Chalmers vibes.
Let me tell you something, bro. I'm about to sound, I'm not trying to sound disrespectful. Ben Minich, because I was about to
safety.
I was about to say the little guy, and I didn't want to say that.
The guy we talked about, we was like, that's a surprise offer.
Let me tell you something. He's one of your Ohio guys, bro.
I know. That's why I was like, I think he's gonna be all right, but
let me tell you something, bro. That dude just finds the ball.
See, okay, there we go.
Just find left. I'm not even LL Nation. I'm not about to sit here and tell you this dude is like running a 4.3.
No, he's not. No.
Lighting people up as soon as they catch the ball. I'm not about to sit here and tell you all that.
He's not even gonna do that.
No. He just fine, dude. He was
but a guy that knows his job,
always around the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yo,
that's a knack. That's a quality. You know.
I'm like, yo.
He may not give you the big boom stick. He may not have the nicest Ben Morrison pick, but it's just like it's a bang bang play with him.
Yeah.
You may get it, but it's a catch tackle, or he's there wrapping up, or he's not catching it. He's like, where had Ben at? Like, where was he at on the coverage?
Yeah.
Where is he at in the run support?
Yeah. He's gonna be there. He's gonna be around the ball, bro. Like, he needs to get in the weight room. He needs to get stronger. You know, they probably won't need him this year.
Yeah, but he's a development guy. You know, some guys in class, development guys. Like DJ Brown's a development guy.
Yeah.
And he's coming in the form this year. And Ryan Barnes, a development guy, coming in the form this year. Shit, Xavier Watts, development guy, trying to find the right position. And he seems to have found it his third, fourth year. So
So, man, let me tell you something. It was just a lot of good signs from that defense yesterday, right? And there were signs from the defenses in previous weeks. Like you said, the buzz was about the offense because the youngsters on the offensive side of the ball in the receiver room were getting things done. But yesterday was just kind of, the defense just, I guess they got tired of it, right? Because you haven't seen a lot of defensive clips put out by ND Media, and it really looked like the defensive players were like, "Hey, man, if ND Media does not put out defensive clips from this weekend, then you know something is slanted. You know something is slanted because it was plenty.
Because today there was not an offensive type of day, is what you say.
No.
They was having
The day ended with a pick six. Chance, I mean, not a pick six, an interception in the end zone by Chance Tucker. That was the end of practice. That's how it ended. Steve Angeli tried to go back shoulder.
Oh, pick. My goodness, Steve Angeli. Okay, so wait a minute. During this interesting time, what's Gino looking like? Gerard Part 8 getting into him? Are they just cool, calm cucumbers? What is the response as we're getting our ass kicked on offense?
Man, let me tell you something. We're gonna get to that in a few minutes, right? And I have to show you a young man that was a high priority recruit from the 25 class. Let me tell you something, Left. This is the biggest quarterback I've ever seen at Notre Dame. Recruit of this kid is legit 6'4", 6'5". Legit.
You said the biggest recruit quarterback?
No, not biggest as far as ranking. I'm just talking about. I looked on the field and I'm like, yo, who is that? I'm like, yo, dude is like 6'5". I'm like, is he on the basketball team?
Oh, like in the quarterback group?
No, this is a recruit. I'm telling you.
You got a recruit this big?
This dude is like 6'4", 6'5". Right now. In class of 25, I think he's top 10 quarterback. But I'm telling you, when I show you his film, Left, you're going to lose your mind. You're going to lose your mind. We're going to get to it.
I'm going to let you build on
it. Let's tie the bow up on the defense. So we
we
told LL Nation and Notre Dame fans we were going to get up 2 hours of the practice report.
Yeah, that's right.
We're going to give them a full hour on the defense and a full hour on the offense.
Yeah, okay.
And we're throwing in his film work because I said, yo, after seeing this kid, seeing the amount of attention they gave him.
Oh, they was like showing love. Like
he stood next to Gino the whole practice.
Oh, like the man could have ran in and took a couple snaps.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If the quarterbacks are here, if Gino's here, he was standing on the other side of Gino the entire practice. Right? The other recruits were on the sideline.
Oh, like he's in the VIP on practice.
Bam. He's right there. That's what made him stand out. I'm like, yo.
You think he a GA or a hurt
I think
guy?
the GA, one of Shrewsbury's kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that's a hooper. Nah, man. When they told me who it was, I said, oh. Because because I've watched this film, Left. But you know how it is when, you go to huddle. They say a kid is 6'4", 6'5", and then you see him in person and you're like, okay, he's more like 6'2".
Right.
Nah. My man's
he's all of that height.
Yeah. We'll get to him in a few seconds. But just to put a nice little bow on the defensive side of the ball. What I would tell Irish fans today, Left, April 2nd, which is a long way from fall ball and a long way away from opening kickoff. Do not have so many question marks about the Notre Dame defensive line.
Okay.
They have enough leadership with Howard Cross, Riley Mills, Nana. They have enough leadership, enough
just
guys.
Unproven D-line.
Absolutely. Javante Jean-Baptiste.
Yeah, what is he looking like?
Yo, I talked about him first, bro. Hey, man.
It's a nice transfer pickup.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
And I'm not about to sit here and say he's about to have 15 sacks. I'm not doing that.
He's a good transfer prospect, though.
He's a darn good transfer. He's a starting end
Yes, like we got a starting end as a free
for a
agent.
top program. He
Yeah.
is every bit of a starting defensive end.
Like
Every
he could
bit.
play. He could play at another school that's like Clemson or something, and damn near start or something. Essentially,
Yes.
he's not a guy like we're taking him because he's on the portal and we need a spot. He's like, man, we got us one that can play right now, which is
See,
good.
Lilo, I don't do all that, man. Viper, all that. You an end. I don't care if you're a big end or rush end. That's what you do. You come off the end and you rush. Y'all, you can call him a Viper. That dude is an end. He plays the end of the defensive line, right? Those are the names, right? End, tackle, tackle.
Yeah.
Right? I could sit here and say, look, Howard Cross is the 3 technique. Oh, I'm not doing all that. That dude can rush the quarterback. He can rush the quarterback.
And on the other side, you got Anye. Or Anye's a 3 tech.
Anye plays 3 tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 3 tech. And the fact that he can, he did another move. What did he do? Oh, they brought that dude on a twist. Oh my God. I forgot about this. They brought this dude on a twist. And he man, I don't want to embarrass this offensive lineman, bro. They brought him around. They brought him around on a twist, and the offensive lineman, identified it, picked it up, stepped out. He ended up on the ground. That's all I'm saying. He ended up on the ground
with his helmet backwards, like one of them cartoons.
No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. I'm not about to add to it. I'm not about to add to the story.
His shoes
I'm not about to add to it. But he's stupid, love. He's stupid, love. He said his helmet was twisting around. No, man. No, it was not like that. But it was just like, no, he's on the interior, so it wasn't all the fish. Stop.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing.
That's how rumors get started. That's how rumors get started. Right? Shaun said Jason Onye owned Joe Alt and Blake Fisher. That's no. It was neither one of those guys. Stop.
Yeah, it was a good player, but it wasn't them. It wasn't those guys.
Coach Vic said he might have been looking out of his ear hole.
Yeah.
Man, look, I'm just telling you, man, the defensive line is going to be better than most people think. And I think the biggest issue is that they lack experience. Yeah. They do. The deeper you get into the depth chart, they lack experience, they lack reps. I understand that. But athletically, this defensive line is more athletic than the defensive line from last year.
Because technically, we're not young. We got guys on the back half of their careers with a Patello,
dude,
Baptiste, a Riley Mills, a Burnham, Josh Burnham.
Well, Burnham's only Burnham is just going to his sophomore year. So
true. So okay.
Well, yeah, he's going to his true sophomore year. So
I mean, you got guys that aren't wet behind the ears.
But Burnham's like the third rotation on the defensive line. The first 2 rotations, like you said, are veteran players that have been here. They might not have the reps, but they've been in the system for 2 years.
Yeah.
They've been in the system. And the jump that Junior Tuihalamaka has made, he does an incredible job setting the edge against the run.
I forgot about him.
This dude was like the start. Look, let me tell you something. This is crazy.
He was starting last year, wasn't he?
Junior Tuihalamaka, this time last year, when we went to watch the first full scrimmage, he was the starting middle linebacker, left.
That's right. I remember that.
That was what jumped out to us.
Because he was huge, too.
He was the starting middle linebacker.
That's right. I forgot, man.
And now this dude is the first. Now he's the big end. A year
That's what
later.
I'm saying. He's got to be a rush hand at this point because he's not tall.
Man.
So he don't got his hand in the dirt all day,
Yeah. And we had that discussion on the upper level yesterday, whether or not Notre Dame jumped the gun, moving him from linebacker. but because he was a natural middle linebacker. You can question his athleticism and all of that, but as far as like just knowing how to play the position, he will be in that group of the most natural linebackers, knowing how to play the position. If
He
he
just
was
knows how
still
to
there,
fit in. Okay.
yeah,
Because I mean, he
yeah,
looks like a linebacker. His big
yeah,
self.
yeah, yeah. That's just, in my opinion, that's how it is. So feel good about the defensive line. We'll see how the linebackers play out, right? Um, but the defensive backfield looks so much stronger than we even thought they might be.
That they're the most elite defensive unit we
You
have as a
know,
secondary. I
and
mean, you got
you can question the safeties.
yeah.
If that's a question for you, that's fine. But the cornerbacks,
We might have no fly zone a
I
little
didn't
bit.
even mention C. Lou. I didn't even mention C. Lou.
Well, he's at safety now, right?
We'll see.
He looks more like a safety than a corner
We'll see.
because he's like 6 foot. He's got to be around 190, 200. And he's
Yeah,
not a burner, but a good enough body to come down and play the run defense for sure.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting, left. But defensively, look, traditionally Notre Dame has always been a team that's been able to keep Notre Dame in games. Right? That I would say don't expect anything less than what we've seen traditionally from Notre Dame. Right? If they improve against the run, this defense has a really good shot of being really good this year.
Absolutely. And I
If
think
they make that improvement.
we'll show
Yeah.
up versus the run because I think Marcus Freeman is not going to go into the season with that not being addressed. At the end of the day, you got to think that was killing us all year.
Yeah.
Even on chances of getting back on the field for offense, we couldn't get off the field because we were giving up third down, second and longs, first and 7 yards on the first down. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm trying to see if I missed anything. I mentioned Gabriel Rubio. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I gave you the wrong name. Ryan Barnes is the one that picked Steve Angeli off in the end zone, not Chance Tucker. So I wanted to make sure I got that right.
Playing that
Lucky
nickel
left.
position, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he was actually at Coin. No, and that rep, he was actually at field.
The field
Yeah, he
corner.
was field. They tried to throw a little fade route on him in the end zone. He picked it off.
Ryan Barnes is not little. We don't have a little corner anymore. We
Yeah.
used to. Maybe
Yeah.
Jaden Mickey,
Yeah.
but our corners are 6 foot and up and long. Christian
Yeah.
Gray, Ben Morrison, Cam was a receiver, but he still looks like a receiver.
Yeah. Yeah.
So talent. Xavier
So
Watts like 6'4".
you ready? Left, you ready to talk about the offense? Notre Dame fans, that's the defensive report. Lucky Lefty Podcast. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that like button for us. It helps with the video views. And then why don't you go ahead and subscribe? You might as well, man. Subscribe,
Might as
share,
well.
let everybody know Lucky Lefty Podcast. You can get the downloads every day. Matter of fact, today we had the best of Lucky Lefty that was made available at 9 a.m. And it was our interview with former Notre Dame wide receiver and current LA Angels outfielder Torrey Hunter Jr. It was a
He's up the
fabulous
practice
interview.
squad or the minor leagues?
No, I said he's in the system, bro. Not on the main,
Okay.
not on the main squad. My
See,
fault.
you be trying to get me hot.
Maybe I said it incorrectly. He's in the LA Angels system. I apologize, but that best of Lucky Lefty interview dropped. So go download that, give it a listen, leave us 5 stars, leave your comments. It's the Lucky Lefty Podcast. We are the home of the misguided passion. You already know. We spin it different. So Notre Dame fans, feel good about your defense, but we're about to talk about that offense coming up next right here. Lucky Lefty Podcast.
Sheesh.
Lucky Lefty Podcast, and as always, you know, it's a really beautiful day here in Chicago, Left.
That's right.
Sunshine, upper 50s. Couldn't ask for anything better. I drove through a monsoon to get to practice yesterday.
That is the weirdest weather. Taking the trip from South Bend to Chicago or vice versa, the weirdest rain, wind, snow. You're gonna find the craziest weather in that stretch.
It
And
was
it's only
crazy.
through the stretch. It's literally only through the stretch.
It was absolutely crazy. So let me get rid of this right now. Robin Dennis. Shaun and Malik, are you going to comment on the kicking game and special teams? No, I'm not. I would rather not at this moment. No. No, I do not want, especially the kicking game. I do not want to talk about
You've
the
always
kicking
had a
game
gripe
right now.
against our kicking game.
Bruh,
Always had a gripe.
hey, they better be in the portal. They better be in the portal come end of April. Man,
That don't sound like us not having a
Bruh.
unit. We don't got a unit like that.
man, let me tell you something, bro. They better be in that portal.
We going for it on 4th and 2 a lot now.
Hey, well, Marcus Freeman does that anyway. So, or see if that cat Blake Group has a COVID year left
Damn.
or
It's
something.
that bad, huh?
I know that, yeah, the kicker, the transfers coming in from South Florida, but they asked me about currently today. Right? No, I do not want to talk about. No,
They said, no, I'm good.
no, I do not want to talk about the Schrader kid that's coming from South Florida. And I remember when I watched his film, I wasn't overly impressed. So saying he's coming, that doesn't make me feel.
Dang, so we struggling with kicker, huh?
Hey man, they did have a 5-star kicker there on campus yesterday, a recruit. I think from the 24 class. The fact that kickers can get 5 stars now is absolutely ridiculous to me.
But that's when you like
That's
kicking over
ridiculous.
houses and you doing trick shots and you kicking with both feet at the same time. Like you gotta you're more of a circus athlete than you are. Because come on, how can you be a 5-star kicker?
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. You'll see. We'll see. But like I said, yeah, Schrader, he's coming in the fall from South Florida, but we'll see.
I don't know. I mean, how do you recruit a kicker? Like Marcus Freeman ain't taking no flights for no kickers now.
Hey,
So I
he
wonder
better.
how.
He better. He better.
You thought about he better?
Hey, that cat Ryan Day went out and got that cat Noah Ruggles to transfer to Ohio State.
He
He
did.
couldn't make that 50-yarder at the end of the game, could he?
Couldn't make that 50-yarder.
Okay.
And it was way off. It wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't even close. It wasn't even
It
close.
wasn't even close.
You can already tell his nerves were.
He's like, y'all got
nah.
me out here kicking this ridiculous field goal I haven't attempted all year because y'all been scoring every time.
Lucky Lefty Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, CFB Nation, and Conjuncture Irish Breakdown. All your great content. It's the Lucky Lefty Podcast. We spin it different. Was it a rough day for the offense? Yes. You've been in the spring. Every day can't be, unless you're going up against Brian Van Gordon's defense. Then you can just make big plays every day. But
They don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Look, he tried to.
Left, stop lying.
That
Stop
wasn't the
lying.
issue.
The stuff you told me about that 2015
Yes,
spring,
but
you said y'all was breaking 80-yarders like every
but you
other
gotta
play.
think though. We were different on offense then.
Left. Come on, dog.
After what
Left.
Texas did in that game, the first game of the season is no excuse you can really give because I mean they had who was the quarter? Shane Bouchel.
You talking about the
5'8".
next year.
The
You talking about the
5'8".
following year. Yeah.
When Texas came out there and rolled 50 before halftime.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and Coach Kelly about to fire a dude on the sideline. Yeah, Coach Kelly get ruthless now. He'll try to, he gonna grab the dude on the sideline, grab the dude up, Grimes. Shout out Grimes, that's my guy.
Oh, Grimes still owes him. He still Grimes still needs his 5 minutes for that.
He's never been the same since.
No, David Grimes needs to request his 5 minutes to the day Brian Kelly is 6 feet under.
Yes.
Like I need 5. I need 5.
Yes, 100.
You him me up on national TV in prime time. I need 5 minutes, bro.
I'm talking about it was like the camera was tracking him and everything. It was bad. It was
yes. Bad. Yes.
I was there.
Our guy Greg Lisman said, "Good to see you, brothers. Many blessings, Greg. As always, we
Greg,
appreciate
yes,
you, brother. Thank you
Yes.
for the super chat." So yeah, it was a tough day. It was a tough day. They, like I said, they worked on nickel. Let's talk about the negative first, so we can get it out of the way. Everyone that was just head over heels with the quarterback Sam Hartman and national championship and all of this. Yeah, you got to take a couple of steps back yesterday. But you didn't have to take the steps back all the way to the area you took them to. Now it's like the offense is trash. It's like, come on, man, relax.
Now we did say,
relax. We told people to calm down. We told people to relax, right? There was a star yesterday, and I guarantee you nobody thought he would be the offensive star yesterday. I'm gonna save him. That's a nice little tease.
Yeah,
as they say in the radio business. We'll talk about
there
him.
was a silver lining.
Give me about 10 minutes. In about 10 minutes, I'll talk about him. But the first group, Sam Hartman came out with Aldrich Estime, Tobias Merriweather, Deion Colsey, and Chris Tyree. Those are the 3 wide receivers.
No tight end?
Oh, yeah, Mitchell Evans was the tight end. They still have to have a tight end. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. You boy, I told you. Hey,
you should never
Irish fans. If Notre Dame comes out 4 wide for the first play of the season, that cat Malik might jump. Hey, Malik might streak across the field in Ireland, dude.
Telling you,
because he'll be there, but he might streak across the field in Ireland, dude. He might lose it.
Trying to tell you.
All right, and then the offensive line group was Joe Alt, Billy Shroud, Zeke Carell, Andrew Kristofic, and Blake Fisher. Right. So, look. And then Hartman and Buckner both worked with that first group. I'll say this, and I don't know if anybody else mentioned this. The wide receivers had I counted at least 6 drops yesterday. Minimum 6. And I might have missed a couple.
Now, these drops that are I'm
talking about balls dead in their hands, bro. Dead in their hands. Dead in their hands. I'm talking about curl routes, crossing routes.
What was Chancey's response? Is he snapping? Is he like, all right, man, there's no excuse? Because I think that we're not used to catching the ball that much in practice.
Well, I know one for sure. He got all up into bias.
Good. That's our star player. Okay.
Yeah.
I could take the star player lashing.
Yeah. He yeah. That one I heard because it went on for a nice minute. It went on for a nice minute. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So, first of all, all the quarterbacks look phenomenal. Going through the drills. We said it. Steve Angeli, for him, is ball placement. He has a big arm. He lets it rip. Tyler's throwing the ball much better. Sam Hartman's throwing the ball much better. Gino Gaduli is paying dividends already.
Okay.
As a quarterback coach.
See, that matters.
You can tell. For me, and I said this, I believe, on Friday night, the presence of Gino Gaduli is more important for Kenny Minchie than it is for anybody else in that quarterback room.
I heard he was getting on him for a little bit, talking about he's encouraging him to hit the open guy or something like that.
Yeah, because that cat Kenny is confident, bro. Kenny is a confident dude, right? So really? They want him.
I never got that from a portrayal. Like he's like.
I didn't say he was arrogant. I said he's confident, right? That cat Kenny's like, yo. I told you, he might be the best natural thrower of the football on the team. He just might be. He might be the most natural thrower of the football on the team. And he'll get stronger. But you just watch him throw, and it's easy to him, left. Is he throwing the
it looks
football?
easy.
You pointed out when you broke down this film, like kids in high school don't know how to change speeds
No,
on balls
no.
and change the loft.
And he just flicking his wrist. He just flicking the
Yes.
wrist all day. It looks
Yes.
good. It looks good.
So it's like, man, for him to be able to do that at a young age, it almost gives him a head start on other guys, right? Because they're trying to learn how to do that. He's been
It
doing
give
that.
him a head start over Angeli right now.
Exactly. Because Angeli just lets it rip. He just lets it rip. Like, forget about ball placement. He's just letting it rip.
Angeli is a 2013 Hendricks.
Andrew Hendricks.
Andrew
Wow.
Hendricks. That's who Steve Angeli is.
Wow.
Throw the hell out the ball. Just like I hated warming up with him. I never used to want to warm. I used to throw the little towel ball guys and let it throw.
Yeah.
Because he's throwing fingers off for no reason. I'm like,
right.
Why are you warming up? But he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I don't know about serviceable, but I liked who he was as a guy. Good quarterback room type of guy.
Yeah. So look, it's amazing how for some reason these guys looked really good. And I'll say this. They didn't run any play action. They didn't run any waggles, no rollouts, none of that. Yesterday was literally drop backs, straight drop backs, or runs.
Oh, so Tyler didn't practice yesterday.
See, Lucky Lefty podcast, man. But y'all forgive my co-host, man, and my brother, because he's on one today.
No, wait a minute, that's Tyler's game. That's Tyler's whole game right there.
What are you talking about?
Tyler's a roll.
I said they either did drop backs or runs. So how did he?
No, I'm saying Tyler's game isn't a drop back game. Tyler Buckner's game is a RPO.
Tyler Buckner was under center for certain snaps yesterday, just like Sam Hartman. Sam Hartman's game isn't drop back either.
Yes, it is.
Oh, he's never been under center at Wake Forest.
Oh, I mean drop back as in like we're running like passing concepts, like 5-step drop type of things, like that kind of thing.
Okay, OC left.
I'm saying, I don't know.
Man, you bugging right now. You bugging. So this is where the struggle came in. I don't know if anybody else mentioned this. They went to the period where the quarterback struggled mightily was the pressure period.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So this is when Notre Dame went to their nickel and dime defenses, and they started disguising their blitzes.
Yeah.
Right? They had the safeties. Ramon was coming. He would drop out, then the other safety would come.
Not the safety blitzes.
Oh man! So this was like the pressure period. So I would see people just talk like, this is why I told people to relax. The quarterback struggled mightily during the pressure period yesterday.
Agreed.
They were being blitzed every play. But I will say this: Tyler Buckner was better at checking out.
Because Tyler know the offense.
Knowing what play to check to.
Right.
Tyler was better at that, in my opinion. He was the best.
He should be.
Even though Sam Hartman checked one time to that throw to Tobias, and Tobias ran a comeback or a curl and just dropped the ball. I mean, it was dead in his chest. He just dropped the ball. Mitchell Evans dropped one from Sam Hartman, on a release. Out of a blitz package. Same thing. So as much as people want to talk about, like, it was drops, the offense just totally, the offense was off kilter during that period, bro. It just wasn't one of their best periods. It just wasn't. They didn't handle the pressure.
pressure period is not easy in the early days of camp.
And it might have been the offensive line's worst period as well.
It's everybody's on offense worst period.
Yeah.
It's just like you're okay. In practice, those periods are tough because usually you're preparing all week to see some of these teams' blitzes. So the first couple blitz pickup periods that you're doing in practice is going to be rough because there's a lot of communication that has to take place. The checks have to be right. And, you know, as you go through the season, your checks change. So the checks that may work now may not work later. You know, and we're seeing these blitz. Sam's seeing the blitzes for the first time, right? So he's like, man, what the hell is this? You know. And during the game, we have much more ability to plan for it. When you don't plan for a blitz period, like you're not, you know, knowing what's coming or watching film, it's hard for anybody to operate. Cause there's so many questions you don't know. Like you don't know how they run the blitz. You don't know the sight adjustments because I'm sure, you know, Notre Dame's a smart place. You get some sight adjustments. The guy come, you replace him. You know, but that's a communication piece. That takes weeks. So I'm glad that the blitz period showed a lot for our guys because I mean that's what's going to count during the season.
Yeah. And no, Notre Dame fans, none of the safety blitzes came from 15 yards back. The safeties were near the line of scrimmage when they were blitzing. And, they really came with some exotic stuff. They did. They came with some exotic stuff, and it gave the line some trouble. You know, when they were twisting and then would bring the safety on the outside or bring the linebacker and safety from the same side. They did some pretty exotic stuff. You know,
but
so
that's where you got to have your running backs in there blocking.
Yeah.
The running backs got to be in there laying the blow on the extra hat, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It was one play where it was clear that it was man-to-man. I think it was man-to-man Jay Mickey against Tobias to the field, and Sam Hartman went somewhere else on the blitz. And we both, I looked at B. Drisk, and I'm like, dude, if they're blitzing, if they got man-to-man on Tobias, you got to throw that up. You just got to throw it. Just give him the chance. I don't care if it's back shoulder or giving him the opportunity on a 50-50 ball to go up and get it. He decided to go elsewhere, I think to the running back, and ended up being incomplete. Or he ended up completing it short, if I'm not mistaken. But, you know, it was a little trouble during the pressure period. You know, that's where most of the angst came from watching the offense because they looked bad during the pressure period. They looked bad, bro. Now, when it was just normal, you know, and like I said, they didn't run any play action. There was no play action. He was a run or drop back or straight shotgun. So there was no tricking the defense, giving them a different look, no motions really. There was no motion, nothing. It really was just here it is, this is the formation, run the play. And the defense really had the advantage because the defense in nickel or dime, they were the ones really changing their look and disguising things to decide where they were blitzing from. So, you know, I wasn't too hard on the offense as others yesterday because I understood that, you know, this is the pressure period. And heck, you should struggle versus pressure in April. Like, heck, if you're popping 60 yarders against pressure in April, something seriously wrong with the defense. That's why we knew that Brian Van Gorder defense was going to be trash because you all were popping off 50 and 60 yarders every other play in camp, spring camp. Jalen had to be throwing his helmet, bro. I'm sorry. Jalen had to be throwing his helmet every series. Like, man, what in the heck is going on, bro? You on mute, bro.
Really good team that year with a lot of different guys that we.
Look, Notre Dame fans, I'm not making this stuff up. These are stories that have come straight from this man's mouth. So I'm not making anything up. I've sat and listened to him talk about that spring campaign and how they would literally laugh Because you said the cornerbacks would be calling audibles, right?
Yeah,
And
we
checks.
had all our audibles. So, we had to. That's why I'm like, man, it was so much that went into it that I'm like, I'm glad that they struggled today because it's good film to watch. You know
True.
what I'm saying? It's really
True.
good film to watch. And honestly, I would be a little afraid if we was cooking our defense this early. I'm like, wait a minute now. They ain't, we clicking too early on offense or we're tripping on defense. There's no in between. So I really do think that the defense is a strong point of our team because I think Marcus Freeman has put a lot of intensity on focusing not only on the linebackers getting better, but the overall physicality of the team getting better because that's what's going to take to really be competitive.
Yeah. Yeah. I I can agree with that. Receivers as a group just struggled. They struggled, man. They just did. They did. They struggled with drops. And Chance, he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy. He wasn't. He wasn't happy, bro. You know? And when the receivers struggle, and then it's a pressure period, so obviously you want to put your offense under pressure. That's the purpose of going into that period. And your receivers aren't helping you out, man. It just kind of magnified other things that were going on. And it looked much worse than what it really was. I'll say that. Like,
Yeah, it's you can't take these practice periods too seriously because it's a period. It's not a game. This is a specific focus for and a lot of defensive players know your calls, and that gets annoying after a while when they know when the outs coming, they jump and so it's a defensive drill when it comes to blitz period. Absolutely.
yeah. And that's what it seemed like. A period for the defense to win. Right? It's
See,
almost like,
because 7-on-7 is an offensive period. We
yeah.
supposed to be cooking the defense on
You,
7-on-7.
you know how Chuck Daly like purposely set Team USA up to lose that first practice?
Yeah.
That's what that pressure period was. Marcus Freeman set that offense up to like not look so good after getting
Had
all
to,
the
because
buzz.
it's a super humbling experience. Because especially when you vibe in all practice, you thinking you kicking their butt,
Yeah,
and then they call blitz period. You can't get a playoff.
man.
You everything, and then you get stuff. Then you get stuff like a bad snap, God dropped the handoff, or
Right.
quarterback. So blitz period is humbling because you really see that. Okay, I see what the defense is talking about when we're scoring points in non-contact plays and stuff, and, and we're all gassing it and making it worse. And they're like, we're not even being physical. We have no D line. Then you see what the difference is. You
Right.
see the
Right.
difference happens fast.
Right. Yeah. So offensive line for the most part, watching them in one-on-ones is very, man, let me tell you something, boy. This dude Joe Alt is different.
Joe Alt.
Man, let me tell you something. This cat Nana tried to hit this cat Joe Alt with a power move.
No, he not
Did
going.
did not end well.
Mm.
And then I think it was Riley Mills that ran a stunt and tried to come around. And Joe Alt came off and just hit him with one arm, the left arm. That's it.
Shocked him, stunned him right there, stopped him right in
Man,
his tracks.
blocked his man right into the guard and took a step and just, wow, just stunned him. I was like, okay.
Straight power.
Okay. Joe Alt, that man is different. That man is different. Billy Shroud, I was talking, footwork every now and then can get out of sorts. It's the spring. But the dude and man, run blocking, run blocking, Billy Shroud is, a couple of times he didn't pick up a stunt, let somebody inside of him. That comes with repetition. Once again, young guys, they haven't had
Young
reps.
guys. That's a young guy thing.
Repetition. And Blake, dude, I said this. Blake Fisher, bro, this dude actually has abs now left.
Listen, he's a freak of nature, man. I'm telling you, Blake Fisher is like the Jalen Smith of linemen. Just built
Understand
like a
this.
freak, can damn near play anything he wants.
Blake
The John
Fisher
Henry.
had problems and was pretty much targeted in post-practice comments by Marcus Freeman during fall practice. Pretty much when he said it's your responsibility to be ready for practice. You remember when Marcus Freeman said that? He said, because we're not changing.
Mm.
We're not changing. Blake Fisher was the one that tapped out of practice that day. Blake Fisher was the one that couldn't make it through practice that day.
Yeah.
He
But you
won't
gotta
have a
think he was coming off an injury though, too.
Blake Fisher, bro, has totally changed his body.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally changed. This dude's wearing, the little half jersey, got his belly all out. He proud of having this pack, his little abs showing. I'm like, okay, I see you. I see you. He's down 17 pounds, and he looks much better. What he struggled with was the speed pass rush. Sometimes last year, he was inconsistent with that. Was a little bit impatient, going after guys, and they were able to turn the corner on him. Much more agile on his feet now. Down those 17 pounds. It's just a better all-around tackle. And watching him and Javonte Jean Baptiste go at it yesterday was a treat. It might have been the best action all day. Watching
It's
those
good work
two.
both ways.
Yeah, it was good work for both of them. Just watching them go one-on-one, they both put in work yesterday. It was really nice to watch. It really was.
Well, that's a key matchup. You talk about, where the X factor of the team is going to come from. And having a guy like Blake Fisher and Joe Alt being at that tackle spot, a guy in John Baptiste causing havoc, guys in the secondary. I think you get a lot of guys in the right places you need to really be effective as an X factor on the team.
Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that. Like I said, Billy Schrauth, he needs reps. Christophic, he's going to be solid. He's going to be solid, right? Some of the surprises, I think Ty Chan for some reps was actually working at left tackle. Emil Wagner, man, let me tell you something. He's up to 280 now. Oh, he's so long athletic, bro. He's so long and athletic, man. He looks like he can go play tight end right now.
Yeah, but I believe it.
Because even at 280, he's just streamlined.
Mm.
Even at 280. So if he gets to 290, 295, they have him at right tackle now. He looks really good at backup right tackle. He really does. He can really hold his own in the run game. Definitely holds his own in the passing game. There were times yesterday where, as a unit, we said this. As a unit, there were times yesterday that the second offensive line unit got more push in the run game than the first unit. We noticed that yesterday. So, and they've been like working guys at two positions. Like Ty Chan has been inside. He's been a left tackle. I think Carmody was hurt. Carmody was hurt yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm trying to think, did I miss anybody else? Let me take a look at my notes. Yeah. I think that's spot on, man. That's spot on for the offensive line. That's spot on for the offensive line. Player of the day, without question, was Jabron Payne.
There we
Bro,
go. My
hey, man.
Ohio guy.
Let me tell you something, Left.
He's a good running back. I don't know what he's special
This
at.
dude has incredible cutback vision, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He made 3 cutback runs yesterday. I was like, yo. And see, it's one thing to see it, but then to be able to get there before it
Because you know
closes.
why? He runs an offense under center where they run in between the tackles. All these guys nowadays, they doing these shotgun, off tackle, outside zone, RPO. Jabron Payne's going I formation, single back, 2 hole, 1 hole.
Yeah.
And And the fact that we block inside zone so well as a school, I'm just saying as a school, like credit to Heasted and every other coach, we've always been good at running inside zone and outside zone. Gives you 3 ways to go. You can hit it front side, you can hit it in the hole, you can hit cut back. You're really hitting it to cut back because the way we block it, we're
Yeah.
doubling to the linebackers, we're getting, second level, so the cutback lane is there. So for someone to actually be able to do it on a running back level, who's really good at that too was Tarian until he got hurt. But Tarian was good at doing that because he knew how to run inside the tackles. And Jabron Payne is fit for this style of offense because that's who he is. He's not going to burn you like a
He's
Jalen.
hard to see too.
He is. He's like an
'Cause
Emmett Smith.
he's a stump.
Yeah, it's like an Emmett Smith,
Yeah.
bouncing in and out.
Yeah.
But he's not gonna. You wouldn't take him in a combine over our other running backs. He won't
No.
bench more than Aldridge. He won't
No.
run faster than JD or Tyree or maybe even Logan Diggs. But if it's a football game, he might get picked first.
Yeah.
He might get
He
picked
makes
first.
him, and then in the pressure period, Tyler checked to a run, and he hit a seam on a blitz and took it like 50.
Okay.
Took it
Tyler
50.
making run checks and blitz.
Took it
Period.
50 down the left sideline. It was like another great read from him, man. Jabron Payne was the player of the day yesterday.
That's right.
He
That's
was,
good.
yeah, he easily, he was the player of the day yesterday.
And he's not even, in my opinion, he wouldn't be the best running back in the room. We're not supposed to be.
Man, good vision, good feet, man. I mean, if you're a running back, that's
Does
a
he
heck of
have
a
hands?
That's a he caught one pass yesterday. It was a swing
So that
pass, but
okay. You get me hype, but he got all 3.
I really don't get to see him in reps. Last year we did during the spring because Jadarian was the star freshman last year
Yeah.
that we saw in the spring. Like, oh snap! Like
He
this
was
kid,
down the sideline.
yeah, like yeah, and Jabron Payne is like doing kickoffs. The special teams period, he was doing
Yeah, all the
kickoffs.
running backs need to be on the field because there's so many that need to play. He
Yeah.
need to do special team. We need one
Yeah.
doing kick return, punt return.
Yeah, it was good. It was
all
good
of
to
them
see
need to
him.
be tackling on kickoff.
It was
Like,
good to see him. And I think Logan didn't practice yesterday. He was out there. Logan was vocal too. He was talking trash from the sideline the whole practice. So he was out there. He didn't he wasn't hobbled or anything. You know how you can tell people are hobbled? He wasn't hobbled or anything. He's dealing with a little nick. Like a Jalen Sneed was out. But we really can't say what it was.
we low managing guys already.
No, Jalen Sneed's out. Can't say what it is, but he's fine. Nobody has any season-ending injuries that we're looking at right now, anything like that. Anything that causes somebody to miss practice right now is a little nick or something that'll be fine and probably ready to go definitely for the rest of practice in a blue and gold game. We just allow Marcus Freeman to be able to talk about injuries when he meets with the media, which, by the way, Marcus Freeman really should be meeting with the media every week, but especially after a full practice, he should be talking to the media. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially after scrimmage or something. Let them,
They run a schedule. I'm just saying. We talked about the wide receivers.
Hey, he got to talk to about that? Amir Carlisle. Hey, Amir, you got to schedule these meetings now.
You know what?
Your job now.
we might have need to reach out to Amir like, hey, bro, y'all need to do something about the scheduling now, man.
That's right.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you setting the schedule now.
Bro.
You're the one we're talking about now. You used to be one of us. Now you're one of them. We talking about you now.
Like, man, we heard from Marcus Freeman 2 weeks ago. Come on, man.
Yeah, what you holding out on us for?
Right.
You was press secretary or something.
Man. Let's talk about the wide receivers. We talked about the drops, specifically in the pressure period some other times. It was just a bad day. Bad day for the wide receivers all around left. I don't know what else to tell you, man. It was just a bad day. One young receiver that I'm telling you, man, there's something about Rico Flores, bro.
He's been making them plays in them little highlights, huh?
There's something about Rico Flores. And look, Braylon James, let me tell you, Braylon James can run.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Braylon James can run, bro. He can run. Dude, they're all refining their games. They're gonna have their games refined. As the season goes on, they'll get better. But you see the special traits in all of them. You really do. Jaden Greathouse, you can just see he knows how to run routes. He knows how to get open. He knows how to navigate the middle of the field.
Is he a little slow?
Jaden Greathouse?
Yeah. Because I know he's a little bigger. He kind of look like a tight end almost.
Jaden Greathouse, Jaden Greathouse is skinny. I don't know what dude. If you see him when I look at him in pass, he's skinny. To me,
in high school, he looked like Caleb Smith. Just a big, solid dude. Like he was. Maybe that was compared to his other high school.
Maybe the pass was too small.
It had to, because I'm like, man, you look like you about 225 or something. Like,
oh, he's a bigger receiver.
Yeah, it looked like he about 200 something. Man, like JT, he looked like JT size.
Rico put on 10 pounds already.
Rico look good though. Rico been looking good in them highlight. He look like he get behind people. He's catching the ball, contested catches. I think Rico is gonna be an undercover, sneaky contributor this year.
Your boy Jaden Thomas, he really didn't stand out yesterday.
But he's not like a standout receiver. It's like
Jaden Greathouse is only 213, bro.
Okay, but that looks big for a freshman receiver. Because Braylon's like 155 or something.
But look at the high school program he went to, dude. Their weight room might be the same size as Notre Dame's.
And they had Baylor's go down there 3 times a week.
And that's in contrast. Rico said he never lifted weights.
I can imagine that.
In high school.
He's from Cali. Yeah, he's from Cali.
At Morgan Park, our weight room was like a normal bedroom, bro. I'm dead serious. Some schools just don't have the resources, man. He came from a public school, Northern California.
Man, he just be living his life. I love Rico. I want to give him another interview again, see what he got to talk about.
Man, but
what did he say? He said the quarterback's balls, they be right here.
Right here.
He said, yeah, they good now. They way better than what I was.
He said the cast was phenomenal.
Yeah, he said, man,
the quarterbacks were phenomenal.
He said right in the chest. Like, good, your quarterback should be accurate at this type of school. What you mean?
You turn around, the ball is right here.
Yeah, he said, man, they're great. I don't know why they talk so bad about the quarterbacks. Every time I'm out there, he put it right on the money.
So, tight ends, like I said, the tight ends are banged up. They didn't really do too much. Especially not in the passing game. They blocked well during the run period, but not too much from them. Running backs, Aldrich had a nice day. Aldrich caught a couple of passes out of the backfield too. Swing passes and one blitz. He caught one from Sam Hartman. That was a nice play.
He caught a little swing route or something?
Yeah.
Okay, Aldrich.
Yeah.
He's going. I think he should challenge himself to find ways to get more yards this season outside of running between the tackles as well.
Absolutely. And Aldrich, dude, he's always falling forward. So in run period, Aldrich is getting his 4, 5.
Easy. His standard 4 yards a carry.
Even if the defensive line, stacks it up, he still, forges ahead.
For about 2 or 3.
Yeah. So
he go
Aldrich is Aldrich, but Jabron Payne, man.
He's Aldrich that can take the top off.
Man, he had a fantastic day. He had a fantastic day yesterday. Let me talk to you about Sam Hartman in that pressure period.
It looked like the scouting reports. If you get
He
pressure,
suffered.
ineffective.
Yes, he suffered. It looked like a lot like that Louisville game. That's what it looked like.
Because he's not an athlete for real. He ain't Tyler Buckner, where Tyler at least going,
But see, this is the thing, because you can fret about that. I don't know if Louisville had the running game that they could go to.
No.
Because Notre Dame can say, you know what? If they want to pressure, if that's what they want to do, they want to pressure. Okay, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah, it's like I hope we don't send that practice tape to the teams we're playing because they might have a key to beating us.
Well, no, they can go watch second half of Navy. That's all teams do. Watch second half of Navy. Navy just blitzed and pressure.
That's
all
it.
half. Notre Dame had no response at all. None. So
And didn't even adjust. We just try to get off before we get hit.
That's honest. So, that's where the struggle came from. Sam Hartman did not look good under pressure, right? At least Tyler has escapability. Sam Hartman under pressure, that offensive line is going to have to. That offensive line has to be stout. It has to be stout, right? Because teams on third and long, teams are going to come after Sam Hartman.
Oh, I would too.
They're going to come after him. They're going to come after him.
Sam Hartman looks like he takes law classes after practice.
I fully expect Sam Hartman to be prepared by the time the fall comes. Like you said, that's April. It's April. And if you lighten up your defense in April and pressure periods, then that's a bigger problem.
You shouldn't have came back. You should have went straight to the league. Go and play for the Texans or something.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah. Like I said, Billy Shrouf and Christopher at the guards. They were run game. They were good. Passing game, pressure period. Like I said, the entire offense was out of sync. The entire offense was out of sync. So
we're not used to passing that much. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's another thing left right there. The amount of passing plays per practice, they're probably not used to this amount.
They said, we're going pass, run.
Absolutely.
It's usually run, pass.
Yeah.
So that's good for Tyler Buckner, who, if they keep the same line of play calling, he can be a great playmaker with his legs in these pass plays combined.
Left, I would like to introduce to you 2025 quarterback Deuce Knight out of Lukedale, Mississippi.
His name is Deuce?
Deuce Knight. That dude's name is so cold.
Deuce Knight.
Deuce Knight. Deuce Knight. We were talking about that yesterday. Like, yo, that dude's name is already sounding sweet.
Deuce Knight.
Deuce Knight. Caleb Beasley was high priority yesterday for Notre Dame, but Deuce Knight was high priority. Now, I don't know if it was per his request but somehow, some way, during the practice, while all of the other recruits were on the sideline, this cat Deuce Knight was in the middle of the field, standing next to Gino Gaduli and Marcus Freeman the entire practice.
About to take a rep. They saying should you get it on this one or should you get it on 7-on-7?
Man, straight VIP. He was straight VIP, right? And I'm watching him and I'm like, yo, who is that dude? I'm like, man, he's tall. I literally thought he was a hooper.
Oh, you didn't even think he played football?
No. I thought he was a hooper. I literally thought, like, okay, one of the basketball players is here.
For a strange reason, but is he here? He here.
No, because, basketball players come and watch practice. We've seen that before.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, or maybe, he might have been a former player or something. I didn't know at the time. So when someone told me who it was, I was like, oh, because I had watched this film. I'm like, oh, that's him? I'm like, okay. Now, I'm not saying that Bryce J. Underwood isn't going to be a target in 25. I'm just telling you that Notre Dame really
Yeah, but they really like the kid though.
really likes this kid. I'm not telling you that Bryce J. Underwood
Is it
isn't a
gonna
target.
be? Yeah. However, this
However,
one kid
I'm telling you that Notre Dame really
likes it.
likes this kid. So this is the first time that Left is going to break down the film of Deuce Knight right here on the Lucky Lefty podcast. And then we'll close up bits and pieces of the offense. Left, this kid, bro. Lukedale, Mississippi.
He looked like Cam Newton.
Mm.
Man, don't bring Marcus Freeman no Cam Newton now. He's one of those dudes that looks so big. It's like you out here playing with your kids on Friday nights. Got some speed, but it's like big speed. It's like you got you a big tricycle. You moving, but you so big.
Bro, and I tell you, he is a legit. Look at that. That's back, bro. He is legit 6'4", 6'5".
He's one of those guys. Look, just put him on the field, man. Like he's gonna do something. Yeah,
He's so raw, Left.
he's so raw.
This play is bananas.
Did he stand still for a second? He jumped still for a second. Wait a minute. He's so big it doesn't look real. He don't really got footwork or nothing. It's just like I'm 6'5", dude.
He's just talented. Big arm. He's just talented, Left. I'm just talented.
Yeah, it's like okay, just get him on the team. Like I don't really. And he's just a big old sucker. Just yeah, super raw kid. Obviously, he's physically gifted way more than the guys he's playing against. I mean, he has some sneaky athleticism. I'm gonna call it sneaky athleticism because he doesn't look like he's supposed to be athletic.
And once again, this is his sophomore film, Left. He's just a sophomore.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys that's super raw. And if he can develop with some, some technique, he's just got a naturally strong arm.
You know what I like, Left? It doesn't seem like he gets rushed.
It doesn't because he
plays calm. He just
Yes.
plays the game calm.
He don't change his speed is kind of just I'm moving. Like he's so unbothered by what's in front of him. I think it's because he's so big, he's not even bothered by what's in front of him,
You know, that's a good point, Left.
He's just so head above looking at everybody else. It's like I have no reason to rush. I'm way stronger, bigger than everybody. So if you coming on, okay, I hear you, but I don't see you, kind of thing. He's definitely a guy that I would love to have in the pocket throwing while getting hit. I'm thinking Ben Roethlisberger style, like throwing the football with three dudes hanging off of him because he's so big. He's like a tree.
What's the first thing you're working on, Left? Like you see this Clay, and you get him. Are you going directly to his?
I was telling him go to track. Get you a little slew-footed. He's not slow, but it's like you're dragging around. Pick your knees up. But from a quarterback perspective, I would just try to speed his everything up, speed his footwork up, speed his arm up, speed his feet, his progressions up. He's just kind of, I won't say being lazy. I don't think he's being lazy, but he's just looking too calm.
Dude, it's his pace.
It's
bro.
just too
And maybe that's just the game. He sees the game at that pace. And maybe he'll see the game at the pace that he sees it now, even when the game gets faster, man. Some people are just gifted to just be able to see the game a certain way.
I love his talent. For Notre Dame to even be on the radar of a 6'5", 6'4", 225 monster at quarterback, he don't got to be that great because we got great pieces around him. And he'll develop, but man, I would love to see a 6'5" dude back there.
So, what does that mean for you? Well, put it like this. I don't know if Deuce Knight would have been at Notre Dame yesterday if Tommy Rees was still the OC.
Listen, he wouldn't even got called. Tommy Rees already trying to, we know what Tommy likes. And he's not fitting what Tommy likes. However, he fits what Marcus Freeman like. Marcus Freeman look at him like Terrell Pryor. That big Terrell Pryor sucker, the way he took over college football.
So for you, just the fact that they went after a 6'4", 220-pound kid just lets you know that things are
And we were
different.
serious, and we're serious. Like we
Yeah.
actually might bring him in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
Because I
his
think the
parents.
only time you're bringing in guys under 6 feet is if they're like immaculately the next big thing. If they're super skilled, have super great accuracy or super bomb ass arm or something. If you're not great at or special at one of those aspects, get you a 6'5" dude. Get you a 6'4" monster. Get you a 6'3", king or something. But if you're going under 5 feet, they better be one of those guys that's like, damn, if you was 6'5", you go straight to the league.
Right.
I love them conversations. You about 5'8", and you like, man, if I was 6'5", I'll be dunking on LeBron, that kind of thing. Because we all know you ain't dunking on Bron.
So once again, 2025 quarterback Deuce Knight, high priority on campus yesterday.
Great look for the quarterback room.
Absolutely.
You put a 6'4", 5" monster back, you gonna be like, oh, y'all room looking talented.
I was amazed seeing this young man in person. Like, yo, that's a big dude. He's a sophomore. I'm like, that's a big dude. That's a big dude.
Shit, yeah.
Yo, he was towering over all the quarterbacks. That's what made it crazy.
Yeah.
Like, he's looking at the quarterbacks in Notre Dame's red jerseys like, yo, what's up?
Yeah, like the quarterbacks is like, damn, who he?
Like, man. Like, word? This is a high school kid? Like, yeah, dude. Deuce Knight, right here, Lucky Lefty Podcast. So, Left, that's the offensive report. We end with an offensive recruit. We end also, Jarris Jackson was the last quarterback out of Mississippi to come to Notre Dame. It was not your typical weekend that you want to bring a kid from the South up to Notre Dame.
It's one of those you like, let's see if he really about it.
But
Let's bring him up during the snow.
He thoroughly enjoyed himself, bro. He tweeted out the golden standard that's on the wall on his Twitter. Interacted with fans on Instagram. He thoroughly enjoyed himself, and he sounds like Notre Dame.
We should take advantage. If guys are from the South are interested, oblige them.
Yeah.
Don't turn them away. Look, it may not be the right position just yet.
Yeah.
But when they come on in recruits and they see a guy from Jackson, Mississippi, or a guy from Glenville, Georgia, something crazy,
yeah,
they're gonna be like, "Oh, y'all got him up here? Shoot, it might not look too bad.
Man,
it might not be too bad. Them North Faces done got a lot warmer.
Yeah.
That North Face technology with the fur.
Yeah.
We can get you warm up here from the South. We can do that at South Bend. You see all these nice buildings with air conditioning. Yeah. It's okay to think green being Irish. You know what I'm saying?
Lucky Lefty Podcast, man. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We thank you guys for joining us today for the practice report. We gave you an hour on the defense and gave you 1 hour on the offense. Go right now, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, CFB Nation, in conjunction with Irish Breakdown for all of our content. Download. Set up for the automatic download. Leave your comments. Give us 5 stars. We greatly appreciate it. Today, we always drop our best of Lucky Lefty each Sunday morning at 9 a.m. And today, it was our best of Lucky interview with Torrey Hunter Jr. It's up right now. So go check it out if you haven't already checked it out today. So, Left, we'll talk Gino Gaduli and the quarterbacks tomorrow, bro.
That's right.
We'll hear from them and answer your questions because I didn't see any more super chats or
Man, I
super
want to know what's
stickers.
up with the Chicago Bulls, man, in United Stadium. Y'all letting rappers bring strippers to the game?
I missed that one, but hey, it's Chicago. It doesn't shock me. I mean, bro, just because Magic Don Juan is in California, don't forget he came from Chicago.
That's right. That's
So I mean, he might be with Snoop in L.A., but he is from the West Side of Chicago. Do
you
not
know where
ever
he
forget
from.
that.
Okay.
Yes. So if you're talking about a rapper bringing, an exotic dancer to the game, I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it.
In the suite, though, he set it up right. He had the suite. He said everybody was looking for.
So wait a minute. He had a suite at the United Center and had a party going on in the suite during the game.
And was throwing money. Like
You
the
gotta be
strip
kidding
club.
me, man.
The girl had to look like the whole thing.
You gotta be
He in there just throwing money in the United Center off the
only in Chicago, dog. Only in Chicago.
I see y'all care about winning no games.
Only in Chicago.
Oh man.
Hey, Left. Let me tell you who I might as well do it. I'll go ahead and jump it off on a Sunday. Might as well. You know what time it is.
Petticoat, petticoat, petticoat junction.
It's time to get petty
Oh, we did a good job executing.
Are you upset with something?
and fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you.
You don't?
No.
What is today's petty historic? Petty Junction.
Petty Junction, Petty Story of the Day, brought to you by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com, that premium American whiskey. What's up, Lil Leak? OnoraWhiskey.com. Look, let me tell you something, man. Let me be super petty for a moment, man. And let me let me throw Angel Reese. Congratulations to Angel Reese and the LSU Tigers on winning the national championship in women's college basketball. But I'm gonna throw you in it, because Caitlin Clark is one of those undercover trash talkers, bro.
Yeah,
You have to really pay attention, but she talks a lot
She'll
of
say
trash.
some real slick stuff down the corner. So you're like, what are you saying?
So during the season, her thing has been like, you can't see me when she hits a 3. So LSU had sealed the deal, and they were like a minute out from winning the championship, and they were going to the free throw line. And Angel Reese was standing at the free throw line next to Caitlin Clark and pulled out the "you can't see me" on her.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm like, all right, I can't really say anything about it. And we definitely have to put the rapper that brought the entertainment to the Bulls game on the petty train.
Oh man.
That's, oh my God, dude.
He threw like 30,000 at the game.
Oh man. I apologize for Chicago, y'all.
He said, I apologize.
I apologize for Chicago, man.
Hey, listen, it was everybody was winning.
I apologize for Chicago.
And you got to hear him talk about it too. It was like, it was cool. They loved it. They do this all the time.
Man, I apologize. I have to go search that video now, bro.
Oh man,
especially
please.
because I record every game. So if it was during the actual game footage,
You're gonna have you'll fall out because you like how did they first of all get the strippers in there? You got the strippers in the suite, and it was just
they probably walked in sweatpants. Because to get to the suites, you take a private elevator. As soon as you come in, you go to the right, you show your ticket, you take the private elevator. They probably had sweatpants on. And when they got to the PSL, When they got to the PSL, hey.
You got people turning around looking at them. Not even the game.
Oh, the 200 level was lit. I already know the upper part of the 200 level. Casters in that bad fella like, yes sir, yes sir. That's wild.
Man, that's Chicago.
That's wild.
Man.
I apologize once again, Lucky Lefty, for Chicago. Sometimes we just don't act right. Sometimes we just don't act right. We just don't, Left. I'm sorry, man.
That's right.
I don't know what to tell you about that. Cameron, hey man.
Him and that show with Mace.
That show with Mace is one of the funniest. If you have not watched Cameron and Mace's sports show yet, it is without question one of the funniest shows of all time.
Because it doesn't make sense. It's like two non-sport guys talking everything sports.
No. You get Cam used to hoop.
Oh, right.
No. Cam was like a really good New York high school basketball player.
Yeah, but
no, I give you credit. If you can hoop in high school and you just chose to go make money rapping, I mean, it was go to college or I just met Biggie and he said he's gonna give me a deal. I mean,
he said go to college, I just met Biggie.
I think most people would probably choose
that route.
The route with Biggie, right? But no, it's funny because there is no clean them up. They are who they are.
Yes. They wear the suits though.
So
clean.
Yo, let me tell you something. Dude. Cameron said that he would play Mario Chalmers
in one-on-one.
Like right now. Right? So matter of fact, let me show you. This is what I was talking about with Angel Reese. This is Angel Reese at the end of the game. She's looking
right in her face.
Looking dead in her face, like
right
yo,
face, yeah.
Right. Like
and Caitlin Clark wanted to see it. She wanted to see it. She wanted to look, but she couldn't look. She couldn't
She's
do
petty
it.
for it. She's petty for it.
Hey, when you're winning, ain't no rules when you're winning.
You're right. Because Caitlin Clark, what she said to the old girl from Louisville when they were up 16, we let her rock out. We let her rock out with it. So, like I said, Cameron, he challenged Mario Chalmers. Right? So Mario Chalmers responded. And Cameron put out a video that because of the type of show we are, I refuse to play it. I refuse to play it. And Cameron responded to Mario Chalmers' video and said, man, I need to have you drug tested before, during, and after the game. Because you on that heroin. And he was like, I'm not just saying that because I think you're crazy because you think you can beat me. He said, I'm saying it because look at your eyes, dog. Your eyes dilated.
Yeah.
You sweating.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Cameron, I'm like, whoa, relax, bro. Like, what are you doing right now? What are you doing to this man?
Hey, you got a rapper messing with an athlete. It never works out well.
So Cameron is just petty, man, for challenging the man and just going at the man constantly on social media. Leave that man alone.
Leave the man alone.
Hey, man, once again, we'll check you guys out tomorrow. Gino Gaduli, quarterbacks. Left is going to break a lot down what the quarterbacks had to say. Have a great Sunday, rest of the evening. But most of all, make sure that you spend it different. Talk to you guys tomorrow.